Hello, my name's Angus MacLeod, and I've been asked to give you some insight as to why I wrote this book, Performance Coaching, the Handbook for Managers, HR Professionals and Coaches. And this book is published by Crown House some years ago now, and in its, I think, fifth imprint. Now, I've for many years thought that very often people try and add value to what they're selling, whether it's a book or a training course, by making things complicated, by putting too much text on the page, too much information, and really not being clear and getting ideas and the practical application of that knowledge across. And so I really felt that in my field of coaching, that something better ought to be done. And the traditional approach has always been, and still is, to set out a whole bunch of tools, one after the other, perhaps with examples. And I decided there was another way to do this, and that was to look at real life situations that managers have, whether it's a lack of confidence, whether it's something to do with presentation, maybe because there's a problem with their boss or somebody that works for them, a difficult individual to deal with, and to take those particular issues and then track the coaching conversations of those issues so that you get a story, a dialogue. And then beyond the dialogue, to pull out certain specific specialist areas of coaching and pop those into little boxes so that you can just carry on reading if you want to. Perhaps you know what that particular tool is and don't need to go and look at that and have it all explained for you. It's pulled out into a box if you want to. You can then look at that and study it and then go back to the text again. Highly cross-referenced, so it's a practical book that you can work around. And really I hope giving people the possibility both to do some exercises for themselves, to use as a reference book for particular tools if they want to find them. It's very cross-referenced, there's lots of indexes and things in it. And that was really my objective in writing this book. It's still, I think, the only book of its type that takes that approach. It's also, of course, one of the recommended books by Newcastle College for the two diploma courses which I designed for Newcastle College. And we've had, of course, over 15,000 students who have gone through those courses. But what do other people say about this? Chris Akabusi, the Olympic gold medalist, a practical book with wonderful ideas, perspectives and tips. Angus MacLeod's experience oozes out of every page, an ideal book for newly qualified coaches serious about their profession. Sir John Whitmore says, with this book, Angus MacLeod sets a high standard of teaching. His examples of coaching dialogues serve so well to illustrate how to skillfully handle many coaching situations. And the layout and subheadings make them accessible to those who want to dip in and out of the book as required. I enjoyed it and I learnt from it. So that's some of the things that other people have to say about the book. I don't intend to talk about it in those terms myself, but I hope you found my inspiration for writing this book of interest, and I thank you for listening. Thank you.